Hi, it's Gemma. This episode comes with a warning of strong language, honest opinions, and some topics that you might find upsetting. But that's why you love us. We can't help but overshare. Are you ready for some oversharing?
Because oops, we did it again. I'm just going to say something now. Before we start today, fuck's sake, Gemma. Before we start today, there is an extended version of this on YouTube because we have got lots of pictures, lots of video clips, and all of that jazz that we're including today. So you can listen here, but if you want to hear even more and you want to see the visuals to go along with it, head over to our YouTube channel, which is just Oops, We Overshared Again.
Hello and welcome back to...
I'm interrupting you already. Welcome back to the Oops, We Overshared Again podcast. I am Lauren.
And I'm Gemma.
Oh, we did that quite well today.
Well,
Other
kind
than
of.
the beginning.
Repeating each other twice. Today we're going to be talking about the internet. You
look like you forgot then. Did you forget?
A smidge, yes. We're going to be talking about the internet.
We are. We're going to be talking about being a teenager specifically really today, and growing up on the internet and how like it just completely survives. And we were saying before when we discussed this how we're relatively lucky in regards to the amount that is on the internet, because obviously we're of the generation that kind of just skipped it. And actually anything that we did have, like, I mean, I don't know about you, Jen, but I used to have like free webs and Pixo accounts and things like that. We used to make like websites with like pictures on and all sorts. That's where Lip Gloss Laws came from. And then we also, I had Bebo, that was MySpace about. I wasn't cool enough for MySpace. But we had all of those things, but none of them exist anymore. Like they just, they don't exist. Like I can't find my old Bebo account. I can't find those old websites that we made because they all went bust and they just don't exist. Whereas now, teenagers growing up, they're on like bloody TikTok. And obviously we don't know what's going to happen, but they're on TikTok, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. And I mean, they're not showing any signs of going anywhere, are they?
No, which, I mean, as we were saying, right, so the thing is as well, I feel like the difference being as well between the amount of exposure you had. If I had Facebook that was still my Facebook now when I was 15, I don't know what kind of shit I would have been posting about. Probably things that were incredibly out of hand and not the right thing in the slightest. Yeah, there you go.
I did. And
do you remember MSN Messenger?
Absolutely. I was literally talking with my brother about this 2 nights ago, because how like verging on harassment was it that you could just nudge out of somebody's conversation? You press the nudge button and it fucking vibrate into your conversation. Do you remember that?
Literally.
And then you had to be really careful, because if you were typing something and you didn't notice that you'd been nudged, which I mean you usually did because it sounded like a freaking volcano had gone off, but if you had your sound off, and then if you carried on typing and press send, it would go to that person. Like it was
I don't remember that bit.
Yeah, because it used to literally take you out of one conversation and put you in another, like whoever had nudged you.
Okay.
And so if you were typing, you could, it was a whole situation. But I do have my original Facebook from when I was 17.
You actually?
Yeah. I was literally just getting on my phone then to see if I could find my first profile picture, because I do have the same account.
I've had 4.
Why?
Every time I used to break up with a long-term boyfriend, I'd delete Facebook and start again.
Oh, I have so many boyfriends in my profile pictures.
No, I just deleted Facebook. Although, not all of them. My Facebook, the one I deleted after my marriage ended, and the one I deleted about 2011, which was when I broke up with one of my many, many fiancés.
Don't brag.
I probably could find the logins because I used to occasionally, and it was like a little time capsule.
So do you know, I wish my Bebo still existed. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I still had access to that because I used to love it. If nothing else, I would. Did you have Bebo?
I did, and MySpace.
So, oh God, you're such a, like, you're Switzerland, didn't you? Just sitting on the fence, like I'm in both gangs.
Yeah, loving that.
I would like to go into it just to see who my favourite people were at that time, because I did used to pick friends according to the day of which somebody pissed me off.
Oh no, I was pretty consistent. I had.
Oh no, I used to be like, Gemma's pissed me off today, she's going at the bottom of my list.
Oh, how
Very
funny.
passive aggressive.
I remember when I think back as well, the stuff that, you know, that we were doing, like when I was younger, like, you know, going out to parties and going out with my friends and stuff like that. There is very, very, very limited photographic evidence of that sort of thing, because we didn't have camera phones, we didn't have Facebook and stuff like that. So I'm incredibly grateful, to be honest, that I am the age that I am, so that I miss that. And I do think that, I mean, you know, we don't put anything about Elliot on social media, full stop.
No.
Don't mention, there's not a picture of him on there. We don't share anything.
I've only seen a handful.
And that is very much, yeah.
So
but that is very much as well, because, yeah. But, well, you can see pictures if you want. Just ask.
Yeah, but I mean, just because they're not everywhere.
No.
Purposely send me one that I've ever seen a picture of Elliot.
But it's very much because we're of the opinion that he should have the right to choose how visible he is or is not online. Personally, that's just for us. But as well, because I think to myself, like, could you imagine if, and I know you've got a bit more online about you than I have, but could you imagine, like, if, I don't know. Well, it does, doesn't it? It happens all the time, actually. I'm saying, can you imagine? But are these celebrities that become famous, and then when they were like 16, they wrote something on Twitter or wrote something on Facebook, and it gets dragged up, even though it was like 10 years ago. Things like that. I think I'm very grateful that my youthful mistakes are not visible to people.
Because we are fucking stupid, and we do jump on bandwagons that we shouldn't, and we've probably all been a bit hateful before, and a little bit just like, just for fucking attention, if nothing else. Like, some of my statuses were so attention seeking as a teenager. And sometimes they come up, and I used to talk about myself in the third person. It pisses me off when I say it now. It's like Lauren Souter is feeling so upset right now. I've had such a hard time today. Or Lauren Souter is sick of him. She never wants to see him again. Very dramatic.
Wow.
But they come up on my time hop all the time, and they do give me a little bit of enjoyment. I'm not gonna lie to you. But you're right. We didn't have. I used to write a lot, but we didn't have cameras everywhere. No. Even when I was like, I'm literally looking now. Even when I was at sixth form, like, I was carrying an actual camera. Do you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a very easy thing. I mean, you know, like the original camera phones, you might as well have took a, like, I mean, it's like you taking a picture without your glasses on, isn't it? Like, it was so, it was rainy. It was a bit like, is that Lauren? Yeah. Like, you could have got away with it. I
actually used to have a Nokia, and you bought the Nokia and you could buy the attachment, and it's slotted in the bottom to have a camera.
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the first colour phone, actually, and being like, whoa. I had a friend, Hannah, who I'm pretty sure I mentioned on one of the other podcast episodes as well. Can't remember why. Sorry, Hannah. Who she was always the first to get all the stuff. She had more Pokemon cards than me. She was just a bitch, really. We love her. But
Pokemon cards?
Honestly, she had like a folder. It just wasn't okay. Like, she just had a very privileged upbringing. A
Pokemon cards and a colour phone.
Honestly, I love her to bits. But she got everything first. So she was the first person I knew that had got a laptop. She was the first person I knew that had got a polyphonic ringtone, a colour phone, a camera phone. She had one of those. Can you remember when Rihanna did that music video and it had the twisty phone?
Oh yeah.
She had one of them. I was like, honestly. She had, do you remember when J-Lo did All I Have with LL Cool J, the music video, The Snow? She's wearing high heel Timberlands in the music video. And we were like, we want them. Hannah had a pair. I was like, oh. She never wore them because she couldn't walk in them when we were like 12. she had them. That's the main thing. I was talking to her about this. We went out for a wine a couple of months ago. I was like, do you still have those boots? Because I would wear them. But yeah, she had all the stuff, and I was very jealous. But I just literally like scrolled back to my first ever Facebook profile picture. Would you like to see it?
I would love to.
I will put a proper, I'll put all these pictures on Instagram as well if you're an audio listener. But this is the first photo of me. on Facebook. It's an absolute cracker.
Look at you. Aren't you just cutest?
Phone, the face, that on the wall in the background, that picture is a poem that my first boyfriend wrote me.
I just get the impression you were so like moody, emo type.
Do you know what? I just thought, I mean, God, I was like a chameleon when I was 17. I just
Doesn't even look like you.
But I just camera.
Do you know what actually I bought, so in 2008, me and one of my best friends, Jenny, we went to Zante. And before we went to Zante, I went to Curry's and I bought myself a camera, and it was a pink Samsung camera. And I used to take this camera on my nights out. I loved it. And Ben actually sold it on eBay like last year sometime for like, I don't know, say £4, something ridiculously cheap. But I got out, I was like, oh, but it was such a good camera, but you take a photo, and that was expensive when I bought it. And it was like, I don't know, say like 5 megapixels, which I thought was like, or it might have been 10 or something like that. Like such good picture quality. But now, like, the photos we take on our phones are just like blow it out the water, don't they?
Yeah, I honestly don't want the cameras to get any better at this point, because I feel like any more is just going to show my grey hair and my like frown lines too much. Like, I feel like I'm okay with where the iPhone is at right now.
Getting my new phone, I did definitely notice a difference.
That's enough for me. My mum just got the 13, and
that's what I've got.
Is that what you've got? So I can tell a difference on the 13 compared to mine even, and mine's the 11. And I think mine's pretty clear, but as soon as I used mum's, hers is like almost brighter than mine.
Yeah. I went from the X to the 13, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it makes such a difference. So yeah, I'm okay with where it's at right now. I don't necessarily want any more improvement. Apple, if you're listening.
Take our criticism on board. We do not need any more definition.
We do not. We're okay with the definition that we have.
Although I would love it, somebody, you know, Apple, any other tech, can you make the filters we have in Instagram just real life?
Oh, what? So we can walk around with them, you mean?
Yeah, why not? That'd be good. Change my face so it looks like an Instagram filter. Thanks.
Just walk around with like a projector in front of you, with some sort of like filter that can be on you.
Yeah, or just maybe get up earlier and put makeup on. I mean,
yeah, it's really just makeup, kind of like fake tan. They're the answer, really, aren't they? And I don't have time for it.
I don't know though, the angel wings.
Oh, angel one. I used to have a pair of them when I was 5. You can get them.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's gonna have all their like background effects.
Oh, it is magical.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we digress. What are you sharing things? You were going to share some stuff from your...
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to share. So I have a lot of cringe on the web, not just in, honestly, I'm still going through my Facebook profile.
Yeah, actually,
because I'm just like, what? Like, I'm such a poser. It is unreal.
Lauren, I remember on one, and I must have this photo somewhere. I remember I took a photo once, and I'll dig it out, and I will dig it out and give it to you, and we can put it on the Instagram account. And I took a photo up against the mirror.
Oh, I've got one like that.
So it looked like there was 2 of me.
Hold the fucking front door. I swear to God, I have a photo like that, and I don't know.
Like we need to do like a poll on Instagram. Who's the biggest poser?
I don't know if this still exists, but I definitely have a photo of like that at my nan and granddad's house, and it was. Oh, it might not be here. It will be in a photo album. I'll have to find it. But I have that photo as well, and it's horrendous. Like, or honestly, like, who am I? Just walking around in a top, pretending it's a dress, posing like that.
I mean,
honestly,
to be fair, I have got some old photos on here.
Go on, knock them out. It can't all be about me.
If we're doing that, what's the oldest photo I have of me? I mean, when is that? I'm probably about. This isn't even that young, to be fair. I'm probably like 25.
You do look young though.
I know.
You look all fresh.
Oh. Let's see what else we can find.
Let's see what other photos of us we can find. Do you know, I am of the opinion that I actually get better with age.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Not in a nasty way, but like, yeah.
I would disagree.
I feel that from the photos you've shown me, I would be inclined to agree with that statement.
I don't know though if it's just because I always think I look good at the time that I am that person. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if in 10 years I'm going to be like, Lauren of 30, you look like a piece of shit.
Do you want to see a really horrendous photo of me?
Yeah.
I'm probably about 21 in this photo.
Look at your glasses.
I know. Bless
your
me.
Glasses
I thought it was so cool. Oh. That was my cousin's 18th birthday party.
I'm so sorry if you're an audio listener, because this has probably got to be the worst episode that we have done for you. Get on YouTube, my friend. Get on YouTube, or at least get on Instagram.
Yeah, we'll share the photos. Do you know what else I'm really quite glad about though? Is that there's not really that much embarrassing stuff about me available online, first off. But the other thing is that, can you imagine, like, if you're not you so much, because you probably, like, doesn't sound like, you know, the stuff you've got isn't really too bad. Imagine if you had a bit of a nightmare, if you were a bit of a handful, and there's all kinds of, you know, if you put pictures up of you a bit provocative or whatever, and then you go for a job, and then your like colleagues or your boss or whatever finds this picture of you like from 15 years ago standing in a bikini or something. Do you know what I mean though? I would be absolutely mortified. And
the thing is, I would have as well. That's where it's funny. I 100% would have. I remember doing first of all, I remember deciding I was going to be a model with my friend at school.
Nice.
And we took loads of photos in our underwear and sent them to a modelling agency, and we were like 13.
I mean, that's a bit much.
We got in a lot of trouble. I remember our mum sitting us down and being like, kids, not a game. Sorry, kids, adult here.
I am 13, damn it.
So yeah, that happened. But also I have been on the other side of it as well with that as a job situation, because teachers are incredibly private. And
of course.
And I am not incredibly private. My name is incredibly Googleable, if that's a word. If you Google my name, it will come up everywhere because there aren't a lot of us. And I have been on the internet a lot. I used to have a blog, which my surname isn't on anymore, but I still can find it because I know I took my surname out of things, but I still know how to find it. I've had YouTube channel. I've had so many different things. I've had loads of Instagram accounts, most of which I can't get into anymore. So I just have to report them and say that they're pretending to be me for months on fucking end until Instagram finally set up and delete them. So I went through a stage, Gem, believe it or not, of going to the gym. First of all, that's the shock part of this statement. The second part of this statement is that I posted a picture of my arse after having gone to the gym.
Your arse?
Yeah, on my Instagram, and then decided to become a teacher. So
like, hang on. Just help me out here. You're wearing clothes though, right?
I was, but I was wearing like shorts up my arse. And it was literally just a photo of my arse. So I mean, I'm not being funny, Jem. It's a fucking cracking picture. If I find it, I'll send it to you. But it's
I look forward to receiving that.
But it's finding, that's the thing, like, right, even if it's your account, it's really hard because when you've had loads of accounts over the years, you don't necessarily know all the passwords to all of those accounts, and they're linked to old email addresses that you don't have anymore, they're linked to old mobile numbers that you don't have anymore, and then it isn't as simple as just, well, I'll just delete it one day if I have to, because you don't always have the
access and you haven't got access to it.
That's where the problem lies. And actually, when I was at the car boot the other week, did I tell you my mum come in the end?
Yes.
So my mum ended up like rocking up, had a car next to me and Steve, and me and mum were talking about sending nudes. Can't remember why. This is just me and my mum. And we were talking about sending nudes. Why was it? Oh, it's because Steve was trying to sell a present that he'd got once. I don't know if it was like a Secret Santa or something, and it was a new pair of boxers that had the label on it, but it said on the boxers, and all these old people and their kids were like, or like the grandkids were walking up and looking at the table, and I was just like this the whole time, like hiding myself, because on this pair of boxers it said, "Last night a BJ saved my life." And I was like, so we got onto the conversation of all that, and then nudes and whatever else. Anyway, I was telling Mum that once I was at a house party, I was about 15. I was at a house party and I was talking to this guy, and he was bragging to me how he'd got this photo of some girl's tits on his phone and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, show me. Anyway, they were my fucking tits, Gem. I'm like, they're my fucking tits. So I'm assuming I'd sent them to somebody, and then my face had somehow got cropped out of it, which I'm not moaning about, and had got passed around. But yeah, I was confronted with my own tits, but like, it was very complimentary.
Naked boobs, or like with a bra on, or
no, naked boobs.
Oh, like full on nip and everything.
Yeah, but it was a very complimentary conversation about them before I'd seen them and acknowledged them as mine. So I was like, well, I'll take it. But it just goes to show, right, that you do have to be like super careful. And I mean, I generally don't give a fuck, to be perfectly honest. Like, if you want to look at my tits, good on you, lad. But if I've sent them, it's my damn fault, isn't it? Like, you kind of got to expect it to an extent, haven't you, if you're going to send them around when you're a teenager. But
yeah, but then again, you say that, but then how many people do you think have fallen victim to being in a relationship and filming certain?
No, that is different, and that I think I don't think anybody should share it around. But I'm also just sending it to a random guy that I've maybe known for 2 weeks when I'm 14. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of, there's the difference in not the like revenge porn with an ex. Do you know what I mean? It's like some random guy that I probably didn't even really know was trying to probably just look like an adult, and be grown up.
We do that, don't we, a lot, to be fair.
Yeah, it is that thing of trying to be more grown up and genuinely thinking I'm grown up, so making adult decisions in not actually grown up. That's, I think, the problem. And so you do have to be genuinely really careful, and I definitely would not advise it. But I think it's I'm also incredibly lucky that A, nothing's ever bit me on the arse, and B,
until you go on like one of the, is it Red Tube or Porn Tube or something like that, and there you are, front and center.
The thing is, I just, from anything that I have done, I mean, I'm pretty chill. I genuinely don't really care if I've sent it, and I genuinely don't really. Obviously, if it was somebody that did it out of revenge, and I genuinely thought it was something like secret and whatever else, that's like completely different, and that's horrendous. But I've done a lot of super shit, but I also like don't care too much that I've done loads of super shit. I just, you know, I haven't done something if I get incredibly defensive, because I will tell you anything that I've done. Like, once somebody swore blind they saw me have sex on a hill in Felixstowe. And like, full on, it was Lauren Souter. I saw her with my own 2 eyes. Wasn't even secondhand information. They saw me, and I'm like, hold the fucking front door. If I had sex on that hill, I would fucking tell you I had sex on that hill. I did not have sex on that hill. I was nowhere near that damn hill. And that's when it annoys me. Anything else, I mean, I'm pretty much fuck it. That's just pretty much, but then that's what gets me in trouble sometimes, because I am so fuck it. Even now, I'm obviously not like sending around random pictures of my tits anymore, but I do say stuff. Not very often anyway, but but I do show people when I'm drunk sometimes. That's that I do.
Pictures of your babes.
Yeah, I'm a nightmare. So
if there's there to be proud of, what's the problem?
I agreed, but what gets me in trouble now more is my mouth, because I say things and I sometimes think, oh fuck, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
that's gonna bite me on the ass. So I started a podcast
where we overshare and tell everyone about you having sex on a hill in Felixstowe and sending random boys pictures of your tits.
It was not me. That was me. But
so who was it? This is the question.
We don't know, because I was like, could it be, because there were 4 or 5 Laurens in my year group. So I was like, are we sure it's not another Lauren? It's like, no, it was Lauren Souter. I saw them, and I'm like,
who was you supposed to have had sex with?
I think my boyfriend at the time, but I wasn't out that night.
Have you ever had a sex? Have you ever had sex on a hill in Felixstowe?
I've never had sex outside.
Well, then it definitely wasn't you.
It wasn't me. It can't even be like I mistook a verge for a hill. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not even a discussion with no, I had sex on a bridge, not a hill. Like it just
had sex under a bridge like a troll.
It just didn't happen. I never have, and I would tell you if I had.
Good. Well,
okay,
I'm glad we cleared that up. So, person that spread shit around about Lauren when she was about 15.
I bet it was them.
To clarify, Lauren Souter did not, I repeat, did not have sex on the hill in Felixstowe.
I bet she did, and she said no, it was Lauren Souter.
I mean, yeah, I feel like we should release some sort of press release to let everyone know that it wasn't you and it was this other girl.
I'll get on that. No shade to you, hun. You do you. Just don't blame me.
Yeah, like, you know, we're all for you having sex wherever you want to have sex.
Oh.
Just, you know, don't blame Lauren because it wasn't her.
There you go.
She has not had any al fresco frisk.
I have not. Very boring. Have never. So yeah, that's me. Come on, you must have something like that somebody's like either said or something online that has survived that you're like, fuck, that's not good.
You know what I
or
did
been
once?
somewhere and seen something, anything.
I'll tell you. So me and my friend Becky used to go, do you remember Jukes? You too young for Jukes? Ever go out in Chelmsford?
I've heard of it.
It's like the nightclub of Chelmsford. Jukes and Zeus were the two. Both are now shut down and no more. So Jukes back in the day, me and Becky used to go on a Wednesday night, and I used to drive. And they said to send it to you, had this number, you could text this number and the messages would come up on like a big screen in the nightclub. Do you know what I'm talking about? And they said to send a picture of something and the best picture would win a bottle of champagne. And my boyfriend at the time was in the army.
It's just fucking asking for trouble, to be fair.
I mean, it is. I mean, spoiler alert, I won the bottle of champagne. But my boyfriend,
if I was there though, I'd have beat you, but fuck it.
I don't know, right? So my boyfriend at the time was in the army, and Becky, being the amazing friend that she, I was gonna say was, but she's still my friend, she did a little photo shoot for me. And kind of similar, I get the impression to what you and your friend did, only I was like 18, 19. And they weren't for a modelling agency, they were for my boyfriend that was away with the army, right? Anyway, I took one of these photos and I sent it, thought fuck it, go for it, thought I'll just win the bottle of champagne. No, Lauren, for the rest of the night, and it was a picture of my ass, I was bent over with her like French knickers on. And they kept flashing it up all night.
Oh, well, it was well deserved for the champagne at least.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, like I feel like everybody else would have been like fair play.
Yeah, I just went for it. I mean,
Good
I'm quite not prudish, but I'm not very, not now anyway, but I think I definitely was the same as you, like would give it the big un when I was younger to a degree, but I was all mouth and no trousers.
I wish I was a bit more prudish sometimes.
People would never run a picture of your tits. I've done things like that though, and I do sometimes think to myself, like when I've pictures or videos or whatever that's happened in the past, and sometimes I do think to myself, like, I wonder if they've still got them.
It's not a smart idea. If you're listening to this and you're underage, do not send pictures. Firstly, it's illegal.
Ever.
Don't do it.
Yes, it is illegal. And
It
also, think of it now, we're sitting here like nigh on 20 years later thinking, do they still have that picture?
The thing is though, it's also very different. We had no possibility of it going anywhere but on people's phones. It could have been a very different story had it been on Facebook or had it been on somewhere where multiple people could have seen it, shared. I mean, you see like these poor fucking girls in nightclubs that become memes out of freaking one.
Well, do you remember a couple of years ago on Love Island, Laura Anderson? Do you remember her, the Scottish? So there was a video when she was on Love Island that went round on one of the porn sites, and it was her basically playing with herself. That somebody she'd obviously done, and said she was like, I have seen the video. So she was basically like kneeling up on the bed, like with her boobs out, like playing with her boobs and like playing with her nun. And so very graphic, I feel. And she'd obviously filmed that and sent it to somebody. They put it on these porn sites because she was on Love Island. I mean, that to me is just fucked up.
And again, incredibly illegal.
Like, very much so.
Not okay in any scenario. And I do want to make that clear when we're like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, none of that is okay. Like, if you send something to somebody in trust that it is just to that person, it should be just to that person, regardless of your age.
And while we're talking as well about us sending photos, videos, or allowing people to film us video, two things. First of all, I mean, it does happen all the time. Look at Kim Kardashian. I mean, she's made a fortune on a leaked sex tape. But also, how many dick pics have you been in receipt of?
Do you know, I think I've been in receipt of less than the average human, the average woman. I don't know why.
I've had loads, man.
I don't know what it is. I don't know. But I have had less, I think, than the average person, because I wouldn't say I've had a ridiculous amount. But I don't know. Is it because you get do you have a slight conversation with them first?
So I'm going to change names to protect the people's identity of whom I'm about to talk about.
Go on.
So there was a fella, we will call him, give me a random boy's name.
I was going to say, can you come up with one? Tom.
Okay, we'll call him Tom. So I had known Tom from primary school, and, you know, his parents knew my parents. We grew up in the same place. Anyway, Tom had a bit of a crush on me, always had a bit of a crush on me. Never did anything about it. Then when I broke up with the Florida fiance, do you remember me telling you, the one that proposed me via dolphin? When I broke up with him, I reached out to Tom. Tom had just bought himself a flat. And I was like, I was still living at home. He'd moved out of the area, had this nice flat. So we started spending time together, purely platonic, nothing romantic. And he was like, can I take you on a date? And I was like, fuck it, Tom. Why not? You know, let's give it a go. We'll see what happens. So Tom takes me on this date. We go to this really nice restaurant. It was so fancy. They served sorbet between courses, which I was a bit like, oh, I've only had my star. I don't want my ice cream. I'd like to point out Tom was in a very different class to me growing up.
I don't think I've ever had that, to be fair.
I hope it's the poshest restaurant I think I've ever been to. Anyway, lovely date, very nice. Tom is a perfect gentleman.
Sorry, important question. Did you have to have like multiple forks and shit as well?
Yes, which I do know that you start with
the Pretty Woman.
Way in. That, and don't they mention it in Titanic as well, perhaps? I don't know.
Oh, okay. So I learned it from a hooker, but sure.
Yeah, well, no, Pretty Woman as well. Anyway, I'm then with my friend Jenny, and we are in, that's a real name. We're in Asda's of all places, and my phone goes off. Look at my phone. Message from Tom. The message. Picture of his dick. Nothing else. No context. Nothing. So I'm like, don't know about this, Tom. Was that meant for me? Yes. Enjoy.
Had you kissed, or like, I'm not saying
at this point, no.
At this point, no.
I got drunk. There was a thing. There was a few instances after that when I got.
I love that. At this point, no, but after the dick pic, absolutely.
I was like, get me some of that. No, I really wasn't. But I mean, my first
sorbet, I want that in my mouth.
Oh my god, literally. So obviously I'm like, what the fuck? Because I'm like, Jenny, look at this. And she's like, what the fuck? And then I went home and shaved my mum. I'm like, remember Tom? Oh, nearly said your name. Remember Tom? Yeah. I was like, look what he sent me. She's like, what? Why? I was like, literally, there is no reason.
No, absolutely not.
Do you know what I find really quite amusing with that though? Is that, I mean, it worked out well for him in as much as there was some kissing and what have you, that it occurred after the event. It wasn't straight after though. I mean, the dick pic was enough to put me off for quite some time. But the amount of people, did you ever used to go on Plenty of Fish when that was a thing, like the dating site, right? So
Awful, by the way.
so awful.
Worse.
I remember I went on a date with this guy. I mean, this conversation is not going the way we thought it was going to, but this is still cool. I literally went on a date with this guy, and first date was amazing. We stayed talking for hours. You know, it was lovely. I walked away thinking, drove away thinking, oh my God, he could literally be my husband. Like that's very much me. I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like if I have a good first date, I'm planning like our marriage and babies.
To be fair, you do also get engaged to every person that you're with, so it does make sense.
Fair enough, yeah. Except for Ben. I mean, fucking come on. So yeah, and then we go on a second date, and he's like, should we go to the cinema? I'm like, yeah, cool. So we went to the cinema, and it was very nice. That was it. I got home, a message, text me when you get home, babe, and all this. So I text him, I'm home, thank you for a lovely evening. He sends me like a dick pic. But the thing is, okay, and this is not shade at guys, it really isn't. You know, if you're proud of your penis, fine, let your freak flag fly. I get it, you want to show it off, but they're not pretty. We don't want to look at them. I mean, that's why we hide them with our mouth or vagina, because we don't want to look at it.
I must admit, I've like, you get sent one, there's never a scenario where you're like,
well, here's the thing though, with this particular guy. I mean, I have been sent many a dick pic of the time.
Do you know what? It's because you still get with them afterwards, Jem. Maybe
no, Tom was a one-off, and that was a different situation. But this guy, we will call him Derek. So Derek sends me this dick pic. Derek did not have a particularly large penis.
Mm-hmm.
I would even go as far as to say small, okay? But he had an incredibly puffy base. I don't know how to describe it. He just looked so strange. And I just remember thinking to myself, why would you send someone a picture of that? Like, it looked almost like, you know, like if you Google like micro penis.
Yeah.
Like, so anyway, I wrote back, lol, because I thought at that point it was a joke. Oh. Spoiler alert, guys, it was not a joke. Oh. Anyway, Derek blocked me after I suggested that the photo he sent me was perhaps a joke.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Derek.
I know. I mean, unlucky son.
Oh,
clearly a dick pic wasn't as good as Tom's.
Clearly not. Honestly, it doesn't happen to me, and I don't know if it's.
Well, any men, if you're listening to this, Lauren is in severe lack of dick pic, no, so really feel free to drop into her DMs with a dick pic. I'm going to Google micro penis pictures and just bombard you with them.
Really not. I think I don't know, because obviously I'm not saying everybody, like, I mean, I've fucking done it. Like, people will send nudes regardless, right? But I think generally speaking, the people that send them on dating sites especially are just dickheads from like the get-go. And I've got a pretty good dickhead radar from like the first hello. Like, if they call me babe in the first sentence or anything along those lines, they're fucking out of here. They've got no shirt on in a photo, they're out of here. If they've so many things that they have to get past to get a conversation with me, that I think weed out the dick pics in prep for even the first sentence that comes out of my mouth.
Yeah, I get that. That's good. Because another thing as well,
like in person, that's different, because obviously you went on a date with these guys, but in like dating terms, like,
oh no, dating apps dick pics were a regular thing for me as well. The telltale thing for me was always like, oh hi, how are you, blah blah blah, and then it was got pics.
Oh yeah, or got Snapchat is a thing now.
Oh no, see, Snapchat wasn't about when I was.
People asked me that before I met Steve, and we're talking 3.5 years ago. Yeah. And I'm just like, no, because I'm not a 14-year-old.
Do you know what makes me feel very old? The last time I was like properly single and like on a dating app, Tinder wasn't even invented.
Do you know, I only got Tinder for a couple of years though, because I was with someone when it came out. And then used it in between. Do you know, I actually used it when we were together as well, not in a dickhead way, but me and him both felt equally really upset that we'd missed out on the Tinder train. And so we both downloaded Tinder for the day just to see how many dates we could each get, and I won. He had to buy me a beer.
I mean, that sounds like a really healthy relationship.
Oh, we didn't go on a date. We didn't talk to them either. It was just literally a swipe right on everybody and see how many you get. It was one of those.
Okay.
It was a bet that we made. So yeah, I won. He bought me a beer.
Good for you.
I knew I would. So but yeah, I haven't done it for years, but I absolutely hated Tinder. I hated, but Plenty of Fish was the worst one for me because anyone could message. You didn't have to match with them on anything.
No, you didn't. That's very true.
And that was just like, oh my God, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't even, like, I've got no barrier to stop you.
See, I only used to accept messages. Like, I only used to message people that I had messaged first.
Oh, it's like a filter thing that you could turn on.
So I used to have my search criteria based on like only people over 6 foot. They had to drive. They didn't smoke or did smoke. I can't remember. Whatever my criteria was, no kids, had a job, earn a certain amount, whatever it was. And I would search for that. And then I would copy and paste a set message, fire it out to them all, and then just reply to the ones that had replied to me. Ones that messaged me off their own back very rarely got a reply. I did down to a fine art.
I wasn't that fussy. My only two main criteria is the only one that was searchable was age. I think I would have had for height as well, to be fair. Age, I think, was, I don't think my age was even in there. I think it started at like a year older than me.
Oh, you quite one for an older man.
I've dated both. The boyfriend that I was talking about just now, he was younger than me, but I would have never planned to get in a relationship with someone younger. He was a one night stand that went incredibly wrong 4 years later. It's like, shit, we're still doing this. It's been 4 years. But he and he was great, don't get me wrong, it was nothing to do with his age why we split up, but it wasn't something I would have.
Lauren, can we just pause it for a second?
Where's
Daddy? 2 secs. Ben. I just like looked at the corner of my eye. I'm like, where's Ben? He just come upstairs on his own to find me. Sorry, yeah.
What a out we are. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm not about younger generally speaking. The only other thing that was a deal breaker but was more of a conversation was I didn't care if they had kids, but they had to want kids. Additional kids.
Nice.
And that was a conversation first date regardless of who it was, because I wouldn't have gone on a second one otherwise.
No,
it was just as simple as that. It was like I'm not gonna fuck about, do you know what I mean? Like it's not a
I'm not here to fuck about. I want children, give them to me now.
It wasn't a let's have kids today, but it had to be a conversation. And I mean, I asked Steve on our first date, it was like, do you want more kids? And he was like, I'm open to it. He was like, I'd be super happy to have more if the person that I was with wanted more, but equally I would be happy with just who I've like the one I've got if they didn't want to. So I honestly could go either way. And that was like fine. But I wouldn't have seen him again otherwise.
No.
I didn't see the point, but there we are. This conversation has very much gone in a different direction, Gemma. It's really has. But it's cool because it's still just about. No, it's not about anything, is it? I was going to say it's about. Well, it is. It's about being younger. The thing is, we're never going to have cohesive episodes, are we? Let's be honest. Amazing. So this is my YouTube channel, which I uploaded one actually, like a couple in the last year or so. But before that, we're talking.
I want you to take me to the first one.
18. Okay, we can do that. So it was this. It's a Superdrug makeup haul. Because I didn't really know what to do, and that's what everyone else did. So that's what we did.
Maybe could you give me like look at the file name?
Yeah, we can look at it. We can watch it.
Look at the file name. 1111.
That's weird. That's weird. You know, that's real music. Anyway, yeah, so this was my first one. It's really bad quality. It's really bad sound.
Just give me a little 30-seconder. Go on.
Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to do a makeup haul for you guys. I've just done a big Superdrug shop, so I want to share with you all the lovely little
big Superdrug shop.
I can't go, but honestly, it's like hi guys. I'm still like that though, aren't I still can't say hi.
Kind of a little bit, yeah.
I just cannot say hi. But
Show me the next one. Show me the next one. Come on.
the next one is a kitchen. I made a, do you know, I'm not gonna
Whoa. I want to see the healthy breakfast.
Oh, it's really bad. It's not that, it's just it's really badly shot and you can't really see anything. It's
Morning, guys.
I don't know, I hit myself so hard. It's just really loud, so you can't really hear it.
Where is this? Is this at your uni?
Yeah. We had to move out of that flat because it was so moldy that you used to get into bed and the bed would be wet because of like damp and like just absolutely disgusting.
Not ideal.
No, really not. But it's not very easy to hear that one just because of it was like a Apple thing. It was actually really nice. But I'm trying to think where
Wait. Is that a Blake Lively inspired makeup?
It is, absolutely. Oh no, it's not. It's Perry.
That'll do.
Hi guys, and welcome to my channel.
Look at my tits.
I know, I was just about to say that.
You can see the moles on my face as well. I look so different.
I'll be honest, not looking at the moles because your boobs. Bounce.
Yeah, but
I mean, if I had boobs like that, Lauren, I'd be taking pictures and send them to everyone.
Absolutely. But yeah, so that was my
let me ask you this then. How do you feel when you see videos of yourself like that? How does it make you feel?
Honestly, fine. I mean, I don't watch these ones back ever. But I quite like that they exist off the internet. I mean, they're on the internet, but they're not on the internet for anyone to see. Like, they're all private, as you can see. But I don't dislike that they're there.
That's good.
I quite enjoyed doing that. I mean, literally, look, reacting to old videos. I literally did this on my YouTube channel.
Go on.
We're now doing it. Oh God, this is going to be horrendous because I know
you're singing and reacting to yourself singing.
There's one of me singing, although I only sing the chorus with somebody
Hello
else.
everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going.
I'm a lot more confident here.
Something hopefully funny, but if not, at least cringy. But like, actually really proud of and put onto YouTube. So I've gone through various.
So this first one is a college. It's a college YouTube video, music video we had to make. So we had to record, we had to write the song, then we had to go into a recording booth and record it. Then we had to edit it, and then we had to make a music video.
This was one of Lee's friends. It was Neely and Alice that did this project, and apparently we just tried into a postman. Why not? Huh?
That's him.
It's about to get really loud. I'm going to warn you. Kind of 3, 2, 1.
I get up, I put my I can't remember how it goes. A look, isn't it?
Get up, I put my black ink on, I go to the fridge to
get an Evian breakfast, beans on toast.
Lee, and this was actually filmed in Lee's house.
Should we go to me?
finance for me.
I'm just looking at your face right now, Gemma. Mesmerized. And then we have this video, which is my bedroom.
Nice.
This is a document. No, it's not a documentary. It's a
documentary of my bedroom.
It's a film that we had to do at college. I did media. It's a film that
you don't say.
It's about being catfished on Facebook, and it's absolutely cracking. Get ready.
Was this before Catfish?
Might have been actually, yeah.
You are the original Neve.
I'm a trendsetter. I'll check that, but I don't know. But it might. I don't think I'd watched it if it wasn't.
Be catfish. She thinks she's going on a date with a guy called Harry that looks like him, but really Harry doesn't look like that. How do you say that? We did films about real dangers of college.
Can I just say really quickly, this is where she gets attacked by said catfish.
Why does she get attacked by the catfish?
Well, basically, it's this bloke pretending to be Harry, but actually it's like this old man. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of vibe.
I see what you're saying. I see where you're going with this now.
Yeah.
Cool.
But the old man was in fact my best friend, Adam, at the time.
How did you make him look like an old man?
We didn't. We just put a hood on him and made him look scary. And he does this really, really weird thing in a moment where she's like, "Excuse me, who are you?" And he goes, "I'm Harry." It's great. Are you ready?
Yeah, go on.
That's incredible.
Okay, joking. That shot took us such a long time to get. You are? I'm Harry. And you are? I'm Harry.
Absolute classic.
Or 2016 Loz there giving us a little bit of an
Honestly,
emphasis of that moment.
Look at that screen of me, by the way. Absolutely cracking. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to stop sharing the screen, because otherwise this is going to be an incredibly long episode. But there is a lot of cringe on the web. Happy to share more if people want to see it. We can put it on the Instagram. But yeah,
we would also like to hear what your cringe on the web is, if you're listening to this.
Oh, I don't want to hear it. I want to see it.
Yes. Yes.
I want the pics in the slide into those DMs. Send us the pics that you have. All the
maybe we'll do a prize, an award, not a physical prize, because you know, but like
that got really shit really quickly.
We'll make you an award, an electronic award for the best cringe on the web.
What's annoying is when you say we, you mean me, don't you?
No, I'll make it if you want. I mean, that will just be another level of cringe. In case anyone hasn't already guessed, Lauren is the media genius, as we have witnessed by her music video documentary talents.
Yeah, I'm not sure that puts my video editing business in the best light.
Oh, it does. It most certainly does.
Do you know what though? That's where I was over a decade ago. Think about where I am now, you know?
I mean, literally.
You have to start somewhere. What were you doing a decade ago? Come on.
I don't know, but have you seen my reel today?
Yes, of all the old bits.
The
of like you dancing and all that stuff. Was that today?
Yeah, with me jumping in the pool. Are you impressed at me editing that and putting that together?
I was impressed that you found the clips.
Yeah, on my phone.
Very good. Yes, I did. I haven't watched it properly. It scrolled up while I was waiting for my call with Connie earlier, so I haven't watched it properly.
Yeah, no, I thought, you know, I'll go for it, give it a go. I did it. I'm very proud of myself.
Well done. Better than you give yourself credit for.
Sometimes, yeah. So, on that note, thank you for joining us on this.
Thank you for joining us. Continue to create more cringe for the web of ourselves.
Literally, we're doing this on purpose.
Literally, let's get more embarrassing stories about ourselves and put it on the internet.
Oversharing for the win. We would love to hear about your embarrassing stories and or pictures. We would love to receive.
Yeah, we definitely would. Please do let us any dodgy outfits, any dodgy stories. I got a cracking story in the DMs earlier. I don't know if you've seen it, Gem. I won't share it now. Great story. It on our Instagram. Please send us stories. We absolutely love them. They had me absolutely howling earlier. Please do send.
Can I just quickly say this as well? I've just remembered something.
Go on.
How everyone used to buy outfits from Ann Summers and wear them on nights out. Please tell me you did that as well.
I didn't. I think I'm probably a bit young for that.
Oh my god, yeah. A gangster, air hostess, sexy Santa.
Well, I mean, I did used to just go out as slutty as I could. But
like the outfits from Ann Summers were just no.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were literally made for sex. But I didn't. I was very much. I remember my friend Jess was round and we'd got all like dressed up for a night out, and my mum walked in and was like, "You look really cute, Jess." She was like, "I don't want to look cute. I want to look like a fucking slag." It's like, fair play, Jess, fair play. We were that long ago. But yes, that is us. Thank you so much for listening or watching or both. And we'll be back next week for another episode, which is a very different tone.
Thank you for joining us.
Bye.